Good morning. Just wanted to make sure my audio was coming in clearly.
Good morning. I can hear you. This is Julie. Good morning.
Good morning, Julie. It's Amir Abdul Jalil. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure my audio was clear for this morning.
You're clear. Thank you for joining us.
No, you're very welcome. Thank you for having me.
We can hear you in the county boardroom as well.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Rachel.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Will County Board meeting for February 25th, 2022. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the governor's recent disaster proclamation, the number of COVID-19 cases in Will County, and the CDC guidelines regarding COVID-19, the Speaker of the Will County Board has determined that in-person meetings are not practical nor prudent. Therefore, all meetings of the Will County Board shall be held via video and/or audio until further notice. The public is invited to comment or pose a question by email at publiccomment@willcountyillinois.com. At the public comments portion of the meeting, the emails will be read into record. Please go to www.willcountyboard.com/meetings for a link to attend the meeting via WebEx. Call this meeting to order. Board Member Ventura, will you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance and introduce the clergy?
Yes, if everyone could please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And then I would like to welcome Amir Abdul Jalil. He was born and raised in Chicago. He has an MBA from Northern Illinois University. He is the Associate Director in Telecom for a Fortune 500 company. He is also a father of 2 boys and the former president of the Muslim Association of Bolingbrook Mosque. He is the Sunday School Ambassador for multiple Chicagoland area mosques, including Muslim Association of Bolingbrook, Islamic Foundation in Villa Park, and the Islamic Center of Wheatland. He is the Marketing Ambassador for Gain Peace, which is an interfaith organization. He is the current president of OASIS, which is Employer Resource Group. It is my pleasure to welcome Amira Abdul Jalil.
Good morning. Let's join in prayer. We begin the prayer by starting in the name of God, the most compassionate, the most merciful, our sustainer, most forgiving, all-knowing and all-aware of your servants in need of your love and care. Guide us and inspire us to serve your creation in the best of ways. We pray for peace and unity, not division, for love, not hate. We commit ourselves with actions that do not betray our prayers, with actions that do not contradict them. Help us be for truth, no matter who or for is against it. Help us follow your prescribed teachings as stated in all of your original scriptures as a guide for us to fulfill our trust to those who are counting on us. Let us be of hope, let us be for justice, and let us be for truth, no matter what obstacles lie ahead. We ask you to protect us from being people of injustice and ask you to purify the world of it. Let us not be deterred by hatred that has claimed the lives of innocent worshipers across the world. Let us not be overcome by the darkness of evil and indifference that turns humans into hashtags and neighbors into enemies. Let us be the source of light that seeks from you. Guide the decisions made here and in all parts of the world where our officials come to just decisions, to inspire the world to be better. Let us be the light that we seek from you to honor one another, to glorify you together. We ask you to put peace in our hearts so we may spread it to all of us around us. And we ask from you to help us recognize that you did not create us for bigotry and for vengeance. You did not create us to oppress one another. Today, we stand before you in humility and in determination to pursue the peace and justice that you demand of us, ready to stand up for any evil that threatens to destroy goodness within your creation, ready to stand up against any oppression, to pursue the peace, equality, and justice that you demand of us. May his peace and blessings be upon all of his prophets and messengers and all of those that follow in their blessed path. And with that, we pray to you, the one God of Adam, Noah, Abraham, Moses, Jesus, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and us all, to become one humanity under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen. Thank you.
Speaker Cowan.
Thank you, County Executive. I know we're going a little out of order this morning, but I have the charge with bringing to light yet another loss, a tragic loss in our county family. this week. Beth Adams, who is our operations manager for the county board, lost her son this past week tragically. And there will be services today and tomorrow, which I'll note when and where you have an opportunity to show Beth your support later in the meeting. But I just wanted to start today letting Beth know that we are all thinking of her and holding her up and caring for her, and that our thoughts are with her and her family. So I would ask for a brief moment of silence in honor of Beth's family and her son. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Mueller? Here. Mueller here. Frizzalone? Here. Frizzalone here. Newquist?
Here.
Ogella?
Here.
Cook?
Here.
Mustis? Mustis? Mitchell?
Here.
Tyson?
Tyson, here.
Trainier?
Present.
Fritz?
Present.
Gould?
Here.
Van Dyne? Here. Van Dyne here. Balich? Balich? Brooks? Yeah. Brooks here. Winfrey? Winfrey here. Parker?
Here.
Ventura?
Present.
Coleman?
Here.
Markham?
Here.
Berkowitz?
Here?
Pretzel? Pretzel here. Weigel?
Here.
Freeman?
I am present.
Curlitis? Curlitis? Cowan? Here. Cowan here.
22 present, 3 absent.
With 22 members present, we have a quorum. I need a motion to place on file the certificate of publication. Motion by Brooks, seconded by Van Dyne.
Freeman.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Mueller? Yes. Mueller, yes. Frizzalone? Yes. Frizzalone, yes. Newquist?
Yes.
Ogella?
Yes.
Cook?
Yes.
Mitchell?
Yes.
Tyson?
Yes.
Trainier?
Yes.
Fritz?
Yes.
Gould?
Yes.
Van Dyne? Yes. Van Dyne, yes. Brooks? Yes. Brooks, yes. Winfrey? Yes. Winfrey, yes. Parker?
Yes.
Ventura?
Yes.
Coleman?
Yes.
Markham?
Yes.
Berkowitz?
Yes.
Pretzel? Yes. Pretzel, yes. Weigel?
Yes.
Freeman?
Yes.
Cowan? Yes. Cowan, yes.
22 affirmative.
22 affirmative, the motion carries. I need a motion to approve the meeting minutes for the January 6, 2022 special board meeting. Motion by Mueller, seconded by
Freeman.
Cowan. Previous roll call, Freeman, seconded by Pretzel. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Madam
Motion carried.
Executive, Steve
I'm sorry, yes?
Balich appears to be at the meeting.
Okay.
I can see his face on
All
the
right.
screen.
Mr. Ballage, are you available to say you're in attendance?
He's definitely muted.
All right. Well, yeah.
Can you hear me?
Mr. Balich, can you hear us?
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now. Thank you.
Am I on
Would
the
you like
phone or am I on the county board meeting?
You're on the county board meeting. We see you.
Okay.
Would you
I'm a
like
yes
to be
to everything that was just voted on.
All right, thank you very much. Yep. So at this time, I need a motion to approve the executive session meetings from the January 6, 2022 meetings. Motion by Cowan, seconded by Van Dyne. Previous roll call?
Freeman.
Previous roll call by Freeman, seconded by Mueller. All in favor? Any opposed? The motion carries. I need a motion to approve the meeting minutes for the January 2022 board meeting. Motion by Cowan, seconded by Van Dyne. Previous roll call by Mueller, seconded by Winfrey. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I need a motion to approve the executive session minutes from the January 2022 board meeting. Motion by Cowan, seconded by Van Dyne. Previous roll call by Pretzel, seconded by Frizzalone. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Madam Clerk, will you please acknowledge elected officials and media present today?
Today we have County Executive Jennifer Bertino Tarrant, County Clerk Lawrence Staley Ferry, Recorder of Deeds Karen Stukel, State's Attorney James Glasgow, and Treasurer Tim Brophy. And from the media, we have Alex Ortiz from the Herald News.
Thank you. At this time, we'll move on to proclamations and honorary resolutions. Board Member Winfrey, will you read the proclamation recognizing February as Black History Month?
Good morning, everyone. Whereas Black History Month is an annual celebration of achievements by African Americans and a time for recognizing their central role in U.S. history, also known as African American History Month, the event grew out of Negro History Week, the brainchild of noted historian Carter G. Woodson and other prominent African Americans. And whereas since 1976, every American president has designated February as Black History Month and endorsed a specific theme. And whereas the theme for 2022, Black Health and Wellness, resonates for many given the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic and the racial disparities in health care that were illuminated. And whereas it is important to honor Black health pioneers in Western medicine, such as Daniel Hill Williams, a renowned cardiologist who performed the world's first successful heart surgery in 1893, and Rebecca Lee Crumpler, who in 1864 became the first Black woman in the U.S. to receive a medical degree, as well as recognizing the doulas, midwives, naturopaths, and neuropaths, herbalists, and others who have worked to improve the health and lives of Black Americans. And whereas it is also important to highlight what is being done and what needs to be done to foster good health and well-being, both physically and mentally, in the Black community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Will County Board and Will County Executive recognize February as Black History Month and acknowledge the outstanding achievements of African Americans throughout American history and world history. Be it further resolved that the Will County Board and Will County Executive encourage the citizens of Will County to reflect on the past successes and challenges of African Americans, to provide the light for our future, to build a better tomorrow for all our children and grandchildren, and I so move.
Motion by Winfrey, seconded by Brooks. Previous roll call? By Cowan. Seconded
Freeman.
All in favor? Any opposed? The motion carries. Are there any public comments for today's agenda items? Seeing none, we're going to move on to old business. All resolutions and ordinances from the January 2022 board meeting have been signed and returned. Moving on to new business, we have the election of a county board chair. Can I get a motion?
Move.
Yep.
Move.
Yep, please. There's a motion for Mimi Cowan to be the county board chair, seconded by Van Dyne. Madam Clerk, will you please, any discussion? I'm sorry. Mr. Frizzalone.
Yeah, since there's been multiple conversations with some of the Democrats with my caucus, and we know that this is to appoint the person to replace our vacancy, I'm going to abstain. I'm asking my caucus to do the same, and the Democrats can do whatever they want with the chair and the person. So I'd ask my caucus to abstain on this vote. Thank you.
Any other discussion?
I have my hand raised.
County Board Member Berkowitz? Oh, I'm sorry, County Board Member Ogal, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. It's hard to know somebody's voice sometimes on the WebEx. I just wanted to say that with us doing this today, and I know that we have to do this because Ken has left, we need to fill his seat. I'm obviously going to be following and doing exactly what Mike has done. I'm upset with what legislation is going on in Springfield. I have sat back and heard both sides of the aisle talk about since I'm not in leadership meetings all the time, I've heard people talk about, sorry, the phone is ringing. I've heard people talk about the fact that there is a power struggle between both sides. I didn't want to think about that. I didn't want to think it was possible. I was trying to give everyone the benefit of the doubt. But I've seen this go on and on and on and build. And the current legislation is very alarming to want to have more power taken away from the county board.
County Board Member
I
Ogal,
will
this has
be
nothing to do with this has nothing to do with the legislation, so if you could, would you like to comment on the board
It may
chair?
not have anything to do with it. That's making my vote today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Is there any other discussion on the chair? All right. Okay, so seeing none, we have a motion and a second. Madam Clerk, can I please call the roll?
Mueller. Yes. Mueller, yes. Frizzalone. Frizzalone, abstain. Newquist.
Yes.
Ogella.
Abstain.
Cook.
Yes.
Mitchell.
Abstain.
Tyson.
Yes.
Trainier.
Yes.
Fritz.
Abstain.
Gould.
Abstain.
Van Dyne.
Yes.
Van Dyne, yes. Balich. Gotta unmute.
Mr. Ballard, you need to unmute.
Okay. Brooks.
Yeah.
Brooks, yes. Winfrey.
Yes.
Winfrey, yes. Parker.
Abstain.
Ventura.
Abstain.
Coleman.
Yes.
Markham. Markham. Okay. Berkowitz.
Abstain.
Pretzel. Pretzel, abstain. Weigel.
Abstain.
Freeman.
Yes.
Cowan. Cowan, yes. We don't have Markham.
Did you get my yes, Lauren? This is Tyler.
Now I did. Thank you.
Yep.
Markham, yes. 13. What do you have? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
With 12 affirmative, the motion carries. At this time, I need a motion to seat, I'm sorry. At this time, I go back to Speaker Cowan. I'm sorry, Chair Cowan for this case. Yes.
Pass full board. It's not of who's present. Okay?
Speaker Cowan?
We didn't hear the answer to Mike's question.
Just a second.
I'm sorry, what was your question? I did not hear it.
Mike's question.
Oh,
She didn't hear
Mike's
the answer to
question.
Mike's question.
There is no statutory requirement that the vote be of the entire board. So as such, it is only of the members present at the meeting.
All right. I would like to make a motion to appoint Elna Lynn Costa to the open seat in District 4. No, I just made the motion.
Motion by Cowan, seconded by Mueller. Would you like a previous roll call? Van Dyne,
Discussion.
seconded. I'm sorry.
This is Ballage. I don't know if you can hear me now.
Oh, okay, sorry, yep, we have a motion second, we're gonna have discussion, yes, we can hear you, but we'll go on to discussion with the motion to seat Ellen and Costa for District 4. County Board Member Ventura.
Yes, so in light of all of the recent lawsuits on this appointment, and the fact that we have to redo a chair, redo the language, there has been quite a lot of discussion, not about the person in question, but about the process. So I want to be very clear that this has nothing to do with the individual. However, when we appointed for the executive seat, when there was a vacancy, we had discussed amongst both caucuses the importance of electing someone who was not running for office. And that's how we came to Denise Winfrey, who we believed was very capable and qualified, but also not politically running for office. So we're all proud to support her in that role. There have been conversations that the same should have been done here for this position, that someone not running for office should have been appointed into this position. For that reason and that reason alone, I will be voting no on this appointment. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. County Board Member Balance, did you have a question or a comment?
I wasn't raising my hand, but.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I thought you said, can you hear me, and you wanted a question. I'm sorry.
Because I couldn't get the stupid thing to work.
Gotcha.
We have an outage over here in our town, so everyone's gonna have to put up with me not being able to talk maybe. Maybe that's a good thing.
Oh, uh-oh. All right, thank you. Thank you, County Board Member Van Dyne.
Thank you, Madam Executive. I don't truly understand the philosophy because I don't know if anybody is actually running for any position, because just because you pull a petition does not mean you're actually on the ballot. So I think that position that was taken is inaccurate. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Frizzalone, do you have a comment?
I just wanted to reiterate, like I did on the last vote, I'll be abstaining so that my colleagues on the other side can put in that position who they want. I'd ask my caucus to abstain as well.
So I have a motion and a second. Is there a previous roll call? Or would you like Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Mueller. Yes. Mueller, yes. Frizzalone. Frizzalone abstain. Newquist.
Yes.
Ogalla.
Abstain.
Cook.
Yes.
Mitchell,
Abstain.
Tyson,
Yes.
Trainier,
Abstain.
could you repeat that? Okay. Fritz,
Abstain.
That was not me, but I'm also abstaining.
okay, thank you. Gould,
Abstain, please.
Van Dyne. Van Dyne, yes. Balich,
Abstain, you can put me abstain for all the other ones that I couldn't abstain to because it didn't work.
thank you. Brooks. Brooks, yes. Winfrey. Winfrey, yes. Parker.
Abstain.
Ventura.
No.
Coleman.
Yes.
Markham.
Yes.
Berkowitz.
Abstain.
Pretzel. Pretzel, abstain. Weigel.
Abstain.
Freeman.
Yes.
Cowan. Cowan, yes. 10, 11, yes. 1 no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and abstain. Oh, okay. So 11. So we have 11 affirmative, 11 abstains, 1 negative. County executive votes yes. Motion carries. We're just instructed, no, it's, no, that's all right. No, that's all right. This is new. Because the appointment will not be done within 60, we will have to be calling a special meeting because we're required by law to have a meeting or appointment within 60 days. The motion fails. I apologize. Chairman Markham, we're moving on to land use.
All right. Good morning, everybody. We go straight to our resolutions this month. So I'll begin with number 1, which is 21-429, overturning the decision of the Planning and Zoning Commission and approving Appeal 21-005. This is in reference to zoning case ZC-21-071. This takes place in Joliet Township, commonly known as 2117 Maple Road, Joliet, Illinois, County Board District number 8. So I will make the motion to approve the appeal. So if you vote yes, you're granting the appeal. If you vote no, you're upholding the planning and zoning. So I make the motion to approve the appeal.
Motion by Markham, seconded by Van Dyne. Any discussion? Is there a previous roll call? Oh, I'm sorry. Madam Clerk, please call the roll. Mueller? Yes. Mueller, yes. Frizzalone? Yes. Frizzalone, yes. Newquist?
No.
Ogalla?
Yes.
Cook?
No.
Mitchell?
Yes.
Tyson?
Yes.
Trainier?
Yes.
Fritz?
No.
Gould?
No.
Van Dyne? Yes. Van Dyne, yes. Balich?
No.
Brooks? Brooks, yes. Winfrey? Winfrey, no. Parker?
Yes.
Ventura?
Yes.
Coleman?
Yes.
Markham?
No.
Berkowitz?
Yes.
Pretzel? Pretzel, yes. Weigel?
No.
Freeman?
No.
Cowan? Or Mike? Oh. Oh. Okay. Cowan, no.
May I respectfully change my vote? Mary, can I do that respectfully? I'm a no.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
12 affirmative, 11 negative. 12 affirmative, the motion fails.
Next up, we have number 2, which is 22-22, which is authorizing the first extension, 21-008 for a special use permit for a truck terminal with 3 conditions. This is in zoning case ZC-19-036. This also takes place in Joliet Township, and it's commonly known as vacant property on Cherry Hill Road in Joliet, County Board District number 8. And I make the motion to approve the first extension.
Motion by Markham, seconded by Van Dyne. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Mueller? Mueller, yes. Frizzalone? Frizzalone, yes. Newquist?
Yes.
Ogalla?
Yes.
Cook?
Yes.
Mitchell?
Yes.
Tyson?
Yes.
Trainier?
Yes.
Fritz?
Yes.
Gould?
Yes.
Van Dyne? Yes. Van Dyne, yes. Balich?
Yes.
Brooks? Yes. Brooks, yes. Winfrey? Winfrey, yes. Parker?
Yes.
Ventura?
Yes.
Coleman?
Yes.
Markham?
Yes.
Berkowitz? Berkowitz? Pretzel? Pretzel, yes. Weigel?
Yes.
Yes. I'm sorry. I couldn't unmute. This is Julie. Yes.
Freeman?
Yes.
Cowan? Cowan, yes.
23 affirmative, the motion carries.
Next up, we have number 3, which is 22-23, amending chapter 150.180 of the Will County Building Code in reference to the water resistance of accessory structures. I make the motion to approve.
Motion by Markham, seconded by Mueller. Previous roll call.
Ventura, previous roll.
Ventura, seconded by Pretzel. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Next up, we have number 4, which is 22-24, amending chapter 55 of the Stormwater Management Ordinance and chapter 164 of the Water Resource Ordinances. And I make the motion to approve.
Second, Weigel.
Motion by Markham, seconded by Weigel.
Previous roll, Freeman.
Brooks, seconded by Freeman. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
All right, that concludes land use for today. Our next meeting is scheduled for March 8th, 2022 at 10:30 a.m.
Thank you. Jackie Trenier, Finance.
Good morning, Madam Executive, fellow county board members. Have a number of monthly financial reports to be placed on file, and I'll make that motion.
Motion by Trenier, seconded by Brooks. Previous roll call by Cowan, seconded by Winfrey. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Our second item, 22-25, appropriating funds in the Will County Health Department budget from the Illinois Department IDHS Crisis Care System Grant, and I so move.
Motion by Trenier, seconded by Mueller. Previous roll call by Cowan, seconded by Van Dyne. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
22-26, appropriate grants in Illinois Community, and so.
Second, Freeman.
Motion by Trenier, seconded by Freeman. Previous by Winfrey, seconded by Brooks. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 4, 22-27, transferring appropriations within various county fiscal year 21 budgets, and I so move.
Motion by Trenier, seconded by Mueller. Your previous? Previous by Brooks. Second by Van Dyne. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Number 5, 22-28, authorizing county executive to execute necessary documents for delinquent tax program, and I so move.
Second, Freeman.
Motion by Trenier, seconded by Freeman. Previous roll call by Winfrey. Second by Mueller. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Our next finance committee meeting is scheduled for March 1st, which is next week on Tuesday at 11 a.m. Thank you.
Thank you. Chair Van Dyne, Public Works and Transportation.
Good morning, Madam Executive, and good morning to everyone at our meeting this morning. We have 4 resolutions to consider this morning, starting with number 1, 22-29, adopting the Will County ITS, which is the Intelligent Transportation Systems Opportunities Plan, and I would like to make the motion.
Motion by Van Dyne,
Second, Newquist.
seconded by Newquist. Is there previous? Previous by Brooks. Second by Pretzel. All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Motion carries.
22-30, confirming award of contract to perform traffic control systems, $1,418,522.30 for countywide striping in all county board districts, and I so move.
Motion by Van Dyne, seconded by Mueller.
Previous roll, Gala.
Previous roll call by Agala, seconded by
Second,
Winfrey.
Freeman.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
22-31, improvement by county under the Illinois Highway Code for countywide striping all county board districts using the MFT funds, $1.6 million, and I so move.
Second, Freeman.
Motion by Van Dyne, seconded by Freeman. Previous roll call by Pretzel, seconded by Mueller. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
And lastly, 22-32, granting ingress and egress for proposed development on Laraway Road, County Highway 74 in County Board District 12, and I'll make the motion.
Second,
Motion
Weigel.
by Van Dyne, seconded by Pretzel. Was it previous? By
Weigel.
Weigel.
Yes.
Thank you. Seconded by
Second, bro.
Brooks. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
And our next Public Works and Transportation Committee meeting will be scheduled for March 1st, 2022 at 9 a.m., and that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Chair Tyson, Diversity and Inclusion.
Good morning, Madam Exec. Good morning, everyone else. Next Diversity and Inclusion Committee meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, March the 2nd, 2022 at 10 a.m. Thank you.
Thank you. Chair Ventura, Public Health and Safety.
Yes, good morning. I do have a report to place on file. It is the Regional Office of Education. Just to provide a few highlights, they had 530 professional educators get their licenses in this last quarter, 255 substitute teachers received licenses, and 75 paraprofessionals. There were also 320 bus drivers who attended driver training classes to either renew their license or to get a new one. So I'd like to place that report on file. I so move.
Ogala.
Motion by Ventura, second by Ogala. The previous? Previous roll call.
Freeman.
Brooks, seconded by Freeman. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Next, I have Resolution 22-33 declaring homelessness a public health emergency, and I so move.
Motion by Ventura, seconded by Mueller. Previous roll? Brooks, seconded by, Frizzalone. All in favor? I'm sorry,
Aye.
question? Hold on, sorry. Was that discussion? Sorry.
Yes, I'll be voting no on this issue. The resolution talks about the homelessness in the U.S. We're voting on a public health emergency in Will County. I don't see enough data to show that it's a public health emergency in our county, so I'll be voting no. Encourage my caucus to do the same.
And this is Ballage. I can't raise a hand on this machine.
Go ahead, County Board Member Ballage.
I'm also going to be a no vote because pretty much what Mike said, but I think we have so many things going wrong in this country to single out homelessness as a real bad thing, and it is. People that don't have a place to live, it's horrible. But we got so many other things going bad. So if we're going to do one, we should be doing something for all of them. And there's got to be at least 10 issues. I can start naming them, but it's not worth it. So that's all I got to say, and I'm a no vote.
Can we get a roll call, please?
Wait, I have something to add.
Hold
before
on,
roll call.
excuse me. Yeah, we're going to have to do a roll call anyway, so. There is a motion, there is a second. Doesn't look like there's any more discussion. Madam
Yes, I would like to respond to that. The first thing is the first part of the resolution does talk about the U.S., but the rest of it does talk about Will County. On average, we have 1% of homelessness throughout our communities. Furthermore, 30% of people experiencing homelessness in Will County are children. So while we do have a lot of issues, voting to say that this is also important does not undermine any other issues in the county. What this resolution does is allows us to create a baseline of reporting so that we can have some outcome driven responses to this, so that we're not just throwing money at a problem, but we're actually trying to use the data to see what is working in our county, what is not, so that we have the means to move forward with solutions, so that we can make sure that there's a process to get people into homes, into jobs, back working and being a functional member of society, and having the safety and security of a house. So that is what this resolution is doing. It is it pertains specifically to Will County. We did include the initial part that talks about the U.S. so people understand that this is not just happening here. And this does happen both in our rural areas and in our city areas. So it's not a problem in just one area, it's a problem across the board. Our point of count is routinely around the 300 mark for our county, and we could do a better job. So I would hope that everybody would want people to have the security and safety of a home, and that this allows our county to get the data it's needed so that we can create the correct solutions, so that we're not just throwing money at a problem, but we're actually helping people get into their homes. I would ask that people vote yes on this resolution. Thank you.
So we have a motion, we have a second. Madam Clerk, please call the roll. Oh, I'm sorry, County Board Frizzalone, for your second time?
Yeah. Am I on? I didn't know we were responding back and forth, but if we're going to do that, I will. I understand homelessness, and I think we ought to deal with it. But if we're creating a public health emergency just to create data, that doesn't make sense to me. We can go out and get data without having to create a public health emergency. So I'll still be voting no.
We're not creating the emergency, it already exists. We're just acknowledging it so that we can do something about it.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Can I make a comment, Jennifer? I had my hand up.
I'm sorry. Yes.
That's okay. I know it's hard to keep up with that when you're cheering. I know that. So I would think that this would fall, I think this could fall in diversity and inclusion because people are homeless in any walk of life, in any race. So I think that perhaps we could use the Diversity and Inclusion Committee to do that, to find these numbers. And then if we find these numbers and we know, then we could go ahead and approve a resolution stating it is a public health emergency in Will County. Thank you.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll. Or call Mitchell. Sorry, County Board Mitchell. Sorry.
So no. I put my hand up at the last minute. There are other things that, where children are, and I'll try to make it quick. There are other things where children are concerned that we can focus on, such as child sex trafficking in this county. So that's also very prescient. So, not that I don't care about children or care about homelessness. I think it's horrible. And if I had it, I would give everybody a roof over their heads. But I will be a no. And that's it. Thank you.
I don't see any other hands raised. We're all good here? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Mueller. Yes. Mueller, yes. Frizzalone. No. Frizzalone, no. Newquist.
Yes.
Ogala.
No.
Cook.
Yes.
Mitchell.
No.
Tyson.
Yes.
Trainier.
Yes.
Fritz.
No.
Gould.
No.
Van Dyne. Balich.
No.
Brooks. Brooks, yes. Winfrey. Winfrey, yes. Parker.
No.
Ventura.
Yes.
Coleman.
Yes.
Markham.
Yes.
Berkowitz.
No.
Pretzel. Pretzel, no. Weigel.
No.
Freeman.
Yes.
Cowan. Cowan, yes.
Yeah, 13 members voting in the affirmative, the motion carries. Chair Ventura.
Yep. My next resolution is 22-34, renewing contract for pharmaceutical and consulting services at Sunny Hill Nursing Home, and I so move.
Second, Freeman.
Motion by Ventura, seconded by Freeman. Any discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Mueller. Yes. Mueller, yes. Frizzalone. Yes. Frizzalone, yes. Newquist.
Yes.
Ogala.
Yes.
Cook.
Yes.
Mitchell.
Yes.
Tyson.
Yes.
Trainier.
Yes.
Fritz.
Yes.
Gould.
Yes.
Van Dyne. Yes. Van Dyne, yes. Balich.
Yeah. No. Excuse me.
Brooks. Brooks, yes. Winfrey. Winfrey, yes. Parker.
Yes.
Ventura.
Yes.
Coleman.
Yes.
Markham.
Yes.
Berkowitz.
Yes.
Pretzel. Pretzel, yes. Weigel.
Yes.
Freeman,
Yes.
Cowan. Cowan, yes.
22 affirmative, 1 negative. 22 affirmative, the motion carries.
All right, that's all I have for today. Our next Public Health and Safety Committee meeting is scheduled for March 1st at 1 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you. Chair Winfrey, Legislative and Judicial.
Good morning. The Legislative Committee brings forward 2235, establishing fiscal year 2023 federal legislative agenda and priorities. Sorry, I'm reading up there because my tablet isn't working, and I so move.
Second, Ventura.
Motion by Winfrey, seconded by Ventura. Previous roll call by Cowan, but County
be a
Board
yes.
Member Ballage, would you like to change your vote?
Yes, I'll be a yes.
Okay. Previous roll by,
I have a comment. Excuse, my hand is up.
go ahead.
Thank you. So not really a question, just more pointing out a couple of mistakes. On page 1, it says that the cost for the new bridges on I-80 is estimated to be $350 million, and then on page 4 it says the cost is estimated to be $300 million. So that should probably be corrected. And also on page 4, the very last sentence on page 4, I think there's a whole word missing. It says the Transportation Improvement Program map is helpful for understanding the local of many priority projects. I think it should be local impact, I'm guessing. So I think that should probably be fixed. So those are my comments. Thank you.
Thank you, Member Fritz. I'll take care of those.
Will that change your vote, County Board Member Fritz, or can we do previous roll call?
No, I'll be a yes. It's fine.
And we also added Steve Ballard to that. Is there a second for that?
Second, Brooks.
Second by Brooks. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next up, we have 2236, establishing fiscal year 2022, the state legislative agenda and priorities, and I so move.
Second, O'Gala.
Motion by Ventura, seconded by O'Gala. Previous roll call by
Motion is
Mueller.
from-
Wait, it's Winfrey made the motion, not Ventura, but Ventura does have
Sorry,
her hand raised for discussion.
Motion by Winfrey, seconded, I can remember who seconded. Go ahead,
It's
Rachel.
Ogala seconded it, but so in here we discussed possibly redoing the language for the executive. It has not been added to this. However, there has been movement in Springfield. So in light of the recent legislation,
Can't hear you.
Didn't do
a
it.
no vote on the Senate Bill 1015 and to support House Bill 4787 by Carol Emmons. That bill basically upholds the appellate court law right now, whereas the Senate Bill 1015 provides additional powers to the executive, and I am not comfortable with that. So my motion will be to amend our legislative agenda to ask the legislator to vote no on Senate Bill 1015 and support HB 4787.
Is that in my state agenda?
I'll second that.
Right, I got that.
We have a motion and a second to amend the state legislative agenda. Is there any discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, Mike.
Sorry. Yeah, I would agree with that, but I think it could be a little too late. It's rolling through the House right now. It was just sponsored this morning. And my comment is, who's going to carry this state agenda down there? Because if it's going to be Curry and Associates, I would say that we should have a meeting with them at the next legislative meeting and look at terminating their contract. They didn't even make us aware of this legislation that's going through right this minute that was passed by the Senate yesterday that directly reflects on how we proceed as a county board. So I'm not in favor of them carrying this down for us. I'm not in favor of keeping them on if they're not going to support us. They work for us. So I'll be a no as well.
Well, you want to vote yes for the amendment too, please, Mike?
I guess I would vote yes, but it's going to be too late. Passed in the Senate yesterday, and they're running it through the House right now.
Well, I think it's important for us to put it out there where we stand, though, and this would officially put us where the Ware County Board does not support this, and I think that's important to have that on record.
All right, I'll vote for the amendment.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
County Board Member, Speaker Cowan.
I agree with some of what Mike said. I will say that I know Julie Curry called our chief of staff yesterday morning when she first heard about the bill being filed. So, yeah, this is tricky. I think we would like, I know the board members would like time to be able to discuss the bill and whether or not they can support it or whether or not they think it is positive or negative, because I think there's parts in the bill that are positive and some things that maybe people have questions about. So I'm not sure I'm ready to say we oppose the bill, but I do think we should have time to openly discuss it. But as Mike pointed out, this is moving quickly. So that presents a problem as well.
This is Ballage. I know I can't raise my hand. I'm sorry, but I agree with Mr. Frizzalone, and I'm kind of like disgusted because I read the whole thing and it's not what I like. So you know, I like the amendment that say we don't like it.
County Board Member Newquist.
Yes, I was going to say, I agree with Speaker Cowan. I mean, I got this information last night and I was not able to even look at it because I had a previous engagement. So I'm not prepared to vote on this today, one way or the other. Not sure exactly how to handle that, but do we maybe need to separate out the federal legislative agenda from the state legislative agenda? And I know that it's going on now and we're going to be too late to do anything about it, but does it make sense to separate out those two and revisit the state legislative agenda and priorities so we have some time to review this?
Well, Chair, would you like to?
Good morning. Again, the state and the federal are separate, so we've already approved the federal agenda with the noted changes. The state can be sent separately, and I hear the comments about the amendment and about the changes that are happening in Springfield, and I believe that personally that they are moving way too fast for people to have a chance to express their opinion and make it known to the legislators where they stand, whatever that position might be. So I would agree that it's too late to put it onto the state agenda if we move the state agenda forward today. I can be swayed either way. I can move it today with the amendment saying, hey, this is not working, although I don't know that that's the position of all board members since we haven't had the chance to talk together. So I would suggest that maybe we hold the state agenda separately and move that forward after everyone has a chance to talk together and be clear on their positions on that legislation so that we can either include it or not as this body agrees. And I will make that motion.
We have a motion on the table, but also this is getting pushed probably through today. So if we don't vote on this today, it truly won't matter. But if we get this on the record, there is a chance that the House would at least postpone it for us to have time to talk about it.
I don't know that that's true either.
County Board Member Gale, is that a new hand or an old hand?
It's a new hand. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is important to go ahead and move this forward today with the amendment. Those who don't know whether they should vote one way or the other, they can vote no for the amendment. I think it's very important for us to do that. This legislation is moving very fast down in Springfield, us being notified yesterday morning and them voting last night without us actually being able to have that conversation as we all were busy doing other things. I think that This language is very worrisome and it does divide the board. It divides the board and it takes away the thought process we've had for a very long time. And I can say when I've served under Larry Walsh, I always felt that he was working with us for the people and not for his particular, his own particular gain or power or party or anything like that. Obviously, there were times we didn't agree, and that was noted, but that is normal. So I will definitely be supporting this amendment. I think we should put it forward, and I hope everyone will be able to contact their representatives. Thank you.
County Board Member Trenier?
Yes, I do think this vote on this amendment is extremely important. I have been in touch with legislators in Springfield, and I will certainly pass on this vote should it be a yes vote.
I don't see anyone else. So we are voting on, well, Rachel, clarify your amendment so everyone knows what they're voting on.
The motion is to amend to ask that they vote no on Senate Bill 1015 and to support HB 4787.
Motion by Ventura, seconded by Frizzalone. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Mueller. Yes. Mueller, yes. Frizzalone. Yes. Frizzalone, yes. Newquist.
Newquist, yes.
Ogala.
Yes.
Cook.
Yes.
Mitchell.
Yes.
Tyson.
Yes.
Trenier.
Yes.
Fritz. Fritz. Gould.
Yes.
Van Dyne.
No.
Van Dyne, no. Balich.
Yes.
Brooks. Yes. Brooks, yes. Winfrey. Yes. Winfrey, yes. Parker.
Yes.
Ventura.
Yes.
Coleman.
Abstain.
Markham.
No.
Berkowitz.
Yes.
Pretzel. Yes. Pretzel, yes. Weigel.
Yes.
Freeman.
Yes.
Cowan. Cowan, yes.
I'm sorry, this is Fritz. I'd like to be a yes.
No. 20 yes. 20 affirmative, the motion carries. I now need a motion to approve the resolution as amended.
Motion,
Oh,
Trenier.
Second,
Motion by.
O'Gara.
Okay, so we have a motion by Frizzalone, a seconded by Ogala. Madam Clerk, we're going to need to take a roll.
Mueller. Yes. Mueller, yes. Frizzalone. Yes. Frizzalone, yes. Newquist.
Yes.
Ogala.
Yes.
Cook.
Yes.
Mitchell.
Yes.
Tyson.
Yes.
Trenier.
Yes.
Fritz.
Yes.
Gould.
Yes.
Van Dyne. Yes. Van Dyne, yes. Balich.
Yes.
Brooks. Yes. Brooks, yes. Winfrey. Yes. Winfrey, yes. Parker.
Yes.
Ventura.
Yes.
Coleman.
Yes.
Markham,
Yes.
Berkowitz,
Yes.
Pretzel. Pretzel, yes. Weigel,
Yes.
Freeman,
Yes.
Cowan. Cowan, yes.
23 affirmative, the motion carries.
Thank you, everyone. We'll keep you posted as things happen on this. It's possible that this may go through today. I don't know, hopefully not. But we'll see how that works out, but we'll keep you up to date on that. This committee will sit again on March 8th at 9 a.m. Thank you.
County Board Member Brooks, capital improvement.
Thank you. Good morning, Madam Executive and ladies and gentlemen. I continue to have updates for Capital Improvement Committee, and we'll continue doing that. I do have one resolution, 22-37, authorizing county executives to execute an agreement to professional service agreement with Stromsland, DeYoung, and Previous by professional design services required for renovation of the Will County Community Health Center, and I so move.
Second.
Motion by Brooks, seconded by Van Dyne. Previous roll call by Winfrey, seconded by Mueller. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
My next Capital Improvement Committee meeting is scheduled for next week, Tuesday, March 1, 10 a.m., and that is all I have. Thank you so much.
Thank
You all
you.
have a great morning. I know I have.
Next, we'll move on to Executive Committee.
Well,
Speaker
good
Cowan.
morning. First up, I have Resolution 22-38, authorizing the county executive to petition the city of Joliet for the annexation of a Will County campus parcel pursuant to the county's intergovernmental agreement with the city of Joliet, and I so move.
Motion by Cowan, seconded by Mueller. Previous roll call by Brooks, seconded by Winfrey. All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Next up, we have establishing the parameters for the expenditure of the American Rescue Plans. As you may recall, this item has been updated since the originally scheduled February board meeting, following some of the conversations we had with Answer, the consulting organization. County board leadership and the county executive has met with Answer recently, so we are setting the pillars for a targeted amount of spending in each area. Obviously, as we go forward into this, if we need to, amend those pillars, we will do so as necessary. Leadership has agreed that the county should book a $10 million revenue replacement. That's on advice from Answer. And our next steps will be to work through the executive committee to formalize the spending plans for the ARPA. So with that, I move to establish the parameters for the expenditure of the American Rescue Plan funds.
Second,
There is a motion and a second. County Board Member Trenier, you have a question?
Sorry, that's an old hand.
All right. Previous roll call by Pretzel. Second.
Second
by
O'Gala.
Winfrey. All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. 22-40, this item was originally recommended by the state's attorney so that the executive committee has the full authority to approve items related to ARPA. We didn't do this formally through the CARES program, even though the CARES committee did have that approval, so we're putting our ducks in order on this one. And of course, all board members are welcome to participate in conversations about ARPA at the executive committee. So with that, I would like to make the motion delegating the authority of the Will County Board to the Executive Committee for the purpose of developing a program for the distribution of the American Rescue Plan funds.
Motion by Cowan, seconded by Winfrey. Previous roll call.
Ventura.
Ventura, seconded by Frizzalone. All in favor? Aye. Any
Aye.
opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. 22-40, delegating authority of the will, 22-41, authorizing the Resource Recovery and Energy Division of the Will County Land Use Department to begin the process of the Prairie View landfill expansion, and I so move.
Motion by Cowan, seconded by Winfrey. Previous roll call by Mueller. Seconded by Brooks. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. 22-42, I would just like to highlight that this has been amended since we discussed it at Executive Committee on advice of our labor attorneys and per request from the State's Attorneys Committee. As you may recall, this item was originally brought forward by the Executive's Office, and Juneteenth is already a federal holiday. But we have amended this resolution slightly to direct the county board or the county executive to negotiate this as a federal holiday. I'll make a motion, and maybe if other people have questions, Mary Tatro can address it. So I so move.
We have a motion and a second. Second by Mueller. County Board Member Frizzalone.
Yeah, so I'd like to ask Mary, what are we actually doing?
So as drafted, it's directing the executive to negotiate with the union regarding recognizing Juneteenth as a paid holiday pursuant to labor law, which requires that employers enter into negotiation for benefits that are given. You just can't unilaterally give the benefit without negotiating with the union.
Which, to me, it says the board is saying, go ahead and make that part, not even part of the negotiation, but give them the holiday. I think it's part of the negotiation. We are in active negotiations with the union right now, and I think that should be discussed on that level in executive session so that all things are on the table, but that we're not saying here, this is a holiday, go for it.
In multiple ways. It can be done as part of the collective overall bargaining process. It could also be negotiated as an MOU. It could be that it's an MOU for this year only, with the provisor that whether or not it's paid would be part of the overall collective bargaining process. So there are different ways that it could be approached.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. We're in the collective bargaining process right now. All things are on the table, and we have negotiators to do that. That information is not out in the public, nor should it be. It's an executive session when they bring back options for us, and whether they bring this option back or not should be up to our negotiating team, and I don't think we should be voting on it at this point because it seems like we're already saying, here it is. That's where I have a concern.
Well, that's up to the board. That's a policy question for you.
County Board Member Ogawa.
Thank you. So I agree with what Mike says, is that we recognize the fact that this is a federal holiday, but one of the things that we talked about before, Jim Mustis did bring it up, unfortunately at a doctor's appointment, so he's not here today. But so he would be saying this, is that we need to have the conversation, and will we take away Lincoln's birthday and roll that into President's Day as others do, and then just have this additional take its place? We need to have that conversation because we know it costs us nearly $600,000 for every day off that our employees have. So this is something, it's a funding issue. It's an issue to determine how many holidays our employees should have and how many we ask the taxpayer to pay for. So I agree entirely with Mike that this is something that we should be using in negotiations. Thank you.
Thank you. County Board Member Brooks.
Madam Executive, when we brought this matter up a couple of weeks ago, one of the comments I said, I really do believe that as 26 county board members, we are stewards of the cost and the finance for this board, and that ought to be a concern to all of us. However, understanding what Juneteenth means to a lot of people in this holiday, I think what ought to be evenly important is not just the cost, but the cause. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. It looks like there's no other comment. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Mueller? Yes. Mueller, yes. Frizzalone? No. Frizzalone, no. Newquist?
Yes.
Ogella?
No.
Cook?
Yes.
Mitchell?
No.
Tyson?
Yes.
Trainier?
Yes.
Fritz?
No.
Gould?
Yes.
Van Dyne? Yes. Van Dyne, yes. Balich?
No.
Brooks?
Yes.
Brooks, yes. Winfrey? Yes. Winfrey, yes. Parker?
No.
Ventura?
Yes.
Coleman? Coleman? Markham?
Yes.
Berkowitz?
No.
Pretzel? No. Pretzel, no. Weigel?
No.
Freeman?
Yes.
Cowan? Yes. Cowan, yes.
With 13 affirmative, the motion carries. Speaker Cowan.
Thank you. 22-43, endorsing the 2021 Climate Action Plan for the Chicago region, and I so move.
Second, Ventura.
Motion by Cowan, seconded by Ventura. Madam Clerk, please call the
Question.
roll. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I had my hand up.
See, I'm sorry, County Board Member Gould. Sorry, go ahead. I don't see
Okay. I just want to make a comment. I have many industrial facilities in my district. I have a refinery. I have 2 nuclear reactors, petrochemical plants, natural gas power plants. District 6 in Will County is an energy producer. The actual plan that this resolution refers to was not included within our agenda. Well, I was able to find it online, and I found some things I might mention were interesting. First of all, I don't see where the city of Joliet, which is the 3rd largest community in the state of Illinois, had any input into this document. Nor did I see where any industrial labor union whose employees work in these industries in Will County, that the input from labor was sought in this document. I've said on many times that the industries here in Will County pay millions of dollars in taxes, not only to the county, but to many units of local government like Joliet Township High School, Reed Custer High School, Shanahan Grade School. If you take a look at this document, I don't think that you can just blindly say that you can endorse the benchmarks that it sets forth. It could prove to be very detrimental, not only to Will County's tax base, but to the working families who are employed in these industries. Overall, when I look at this, it has sort of a North suburban flavor to it. It doesn't seem like it's a document which was authored or could be authored in Will County. So for those reasons, I will be a no.
This is Steve Dodge. I'm putting my hand up so I could talk.
Okay, go ahead, Steve.
All right. You know, when you talk about climate action plan for the Chicago region, about a year ago, gas was under $2. The natural gas that you know, we use for our heating and stuff, everything went up. And we're, a little while ago, we were talking about homelessness. Well, how many people can afford the excess energy costs that are going on? You know, you can just say there's a climate action plan, but does anybody think of the consequences? I don't see where any of that's going on. I can't vote for some garbage like that. This is based on saying that we have a climate problem, and there's a lot of discrepancy on both sides. So, it's like the COVID mask, some people believe one science and other people believe a different science. So this is something I could never vote for. And I don't even know why we got it on there, because like Don said, how many jobs are going to get lost? How much higher are the costs for energy going to cost the people in Will County? So we can't vote for something like this unless we're a bunch of goofballs, and I know we're not. Everybody in the board is smart. So I'm a no vote, and thank you.
County Board Member Ventura.
Yeah, I think, Steve, that bringing up energy bills is a good thing, because that's one of these things that the Climate Action Plan addresses. Now, here in our county, we have been moving our buildings towards having more energy efficiency when it comes to our HVAC units and our insulation. And this is one of the things that we need to move forward towards as an entire country, not just our county. And this is something that has been looked at multiple times. So in order to lower those energy bills and make your homes more cost effective, we have to start having bills and legislation and building codes that help us prevent the loss of heat and air conditioning. So that's an excellent point that you brought up. But to this point, the resolution that is included in our packet does specifically outline the things that the county has been doing, as well as the things that coalesce with the climate plan, and that has the whereas and therefore now be it resolved that why we are endorsing this document. Furthermore, the state passed CEJA last year, which will amplify us moving these jobs into more green areas, including labor. Labor was definitely at the table when they had those discussions. And so this, again, is helping making sure people can keep their jobs, that we do fuel our homes and our cars in a way that is more is better for the planet, it's more sustainable, and it's cheaper in our pocketbooks. Of course, nobody wants anyone to lose their jobs. That's why we need to move things over so that they're still making the same amount of money, but we're moving into a greener, renewable world. This is the wave of the future. Will County continues to be at the forefront of that, and I hope that we stay there. So for that, I will be voting yes, and I encourage others to do the same. And we are very concerned with the labor jobs, and we want to make sure that we hold on to those, and that's part of something this plan does. Thank you.
County Board Member
Am I
Trenier.
allowed to talk?
No, hold on. You got to wait your turn. County Board Member Trenier.
Thank you, Madam Executive, fellow county board members. I think Rachel pretty much said everything I planned to say. Labor has definitely been at the table in various iterations in this whole process. They understand the need to move to alternative energy sources. The Electrical Workers Union actually has a huge training ground right along 294, just slightly north of Will County. I mean, these changes need to happen in order to lower energy costs. And I'm sure if we are on the proactive end of this instead of the reactive end, that we will be able to entice those companies and their employees to live, work, and play in Will County.
County Board Member Ballard, do you have a question?
I got a statement, kind of a question. I don't understand why we use the word climate action plan and then talk about all this stuff, and then at the same time not address the fact that a guy that's in a building trade in Don's area, working on various types of jobs, you're saying, according to what I was hearing, they're saying, well, they should retrain and go to work in a green area and make more money. And that's illogical to me, because a guy that's 55, 60 years old isn't going to retrain and work in another area. They're not going to hire him. So, let's be logical about this stuff. And why do you got to call it climate action? Why don't you, if you're worried about people's jobs, why don't we talk about people's jobs? That's more important than climate action, or cost of living. Why don't we talk about that instead of climate action? So I'm just disgusted in the whole damn thing. So, I just want everyone to know that when you're voting for this, you're voting against people that live here. You're voting against the public that elected you. But God bless you.
Thank you.
Steve,
County Board
Steve,
Member, no. County Board Member Agala.
Thank you. So many questions have to be answered yet that we don't really know the answer to. Like, what is the break-even point for energy used in the manufacturing of this energy versus the energy produced by nuclear and other sources that we use today? I don't know that answer. What's the carbon emission break point? So there's talk about green energy, yet there are a lot of carbon emissions issues with mining this lithium for these electric car batteries. Those electric car batteries only last so long. There's no good recycling for them, and recycling them causes a lot of carbon emissions. That's an actual fact. How much steady sunlight will we need for these solar panels to produce sufficient electricity per capita? We don't know that answer. How much storage will we need for these to fulfill the this green energy as the source of energy versus energy sources we use today? I think we really need to look at this in a very serious manner and come up with a better solution that can be favorable to the climate, and doing some of these things, but also maintaining our energy independence in case we need to have, in case these things that they say will be that aren't that in the future. I recently heard the president's press secretary talk and say, well, we all know that there will be costs, because somebody asked about the cost of gas. And she said, there will be cost associated to this so that we can do this climate energy that we want to do. So I don't think that the average person is prepared to take on those costs, although many people might want to do things to help the environment. So I'll also be a no vote.
County Board Member Berkowitz.
Thank you, Jennifer. Oh, sorry, I accidentally hit my button. Thank you, Jennifer. I'd like to comment about the constant reference to how inexpensive electricity is. That simply isn't true. Everyone is really hurting. Our electric bills are just skyrocketing. In Michigan, where geothermal heat is very popular, the one key thing to that type of heat is that you need to run a pump, and your electric bill is outrageous. And everyone there is talking about how do they convert to natural gas, because it's just, you can have a home at 60 degrees and your electric bill is going to be well over $350 a month. And that just is it's not sustainable for a lot of people. So that's happening. That's what people are dealing with. And when you try to eliminate all of these other forms of energy, that's going to make that burden and that cost even higher. And so that's a very critical thing to remember, that we can say it's cheap, but it really isn't. So we really ought to be sticking to the facts. And the other concern I have is that solar is a great form, a great option of energy, but these solar farms take up a lot of good, fertile farmland, productive farmland, and they take that away from our ability to produce food that we need locally. And a 13-acre farm, I think they said, only supplies energy for maybe about 700 homes or something. That is a huge drain on our natural resources. So to provide the land for these solar farms. So we have to keep this in perspective. And for that reason, I'm very cautious about this and won't be supporting it either. Thank you.
Board Member Freeman, and then Frizzalone.
Thank you, County Executive. I do believe that we should lead by example. We as a county already have an energy and conservation plan from 2021. The plan for the climate action plan for the Chicago region is, if you compare the two, there are very few differences. And if by supporting the plan encourages any of the municipalities within our county to make positive changes too, then I think it is worth passing this. Thank you.
Thank you. County Board Member Frizzalone.
I'm going to agree with Don Gould. I'm going to vote for labor and no on this resolution. Thank you.
All right, seeing no, I'm sorry. Raquel Mitchell?
Thank you. County Executive. Yeah, if there's already a plan in place for 2021, then why do we need to pass this one? I'll be voting no. I'll be voting with labor. I'll be with my colleagues in my caucus and voting against this resolution. I believe that leading by example means that we take a look at the consequences of our actions and our votes. And many times, in deference to climate, preparing for climate change and that kind of thing, we've affected people's lives around the world. And this is where we should lead by example and say, no, we're not going to do that. So I'm gonna say no to this.
Thank you. We have a County Board Member Mueller.
No, I'm not in my normal seat. I apologize. I wish that I was surprised to hear the comments that I'm hearing, and I'm going to go ahead and frame this differently for you folks who are standing with labor. Union companies are the ones who are coming in and installing and working on these green initiatives. So framing it that you're standing with labor is not completely genuine, because this is providing jobs for labor where the other jobs they've been doing have been going by the wayside. Also, guess what? Without a planet, labor doesn't matter. So I'm going to go ahead and vote yes on this.
Thank you. Seeing no further discussion. County Clerk, please call the roll.
Mueller. Yes. Mueller, yes. Frizzalone. No. Frizzalone, no. Newquist.
Yes.
Ogalla.
No.
Cook.
Yes.
Mitchell.
No.
Tyson.
Yes.
Trainier.
Yes.
Fritz.
No.
Gould.
No.
Van Dyne.
Yes.
Van Dyne, yes. Balich.
No.
Brooks. Yes. Brooks, yes. Winfrey. Winfrey, yes. Parker.
No.
Ventura.
Yes.
Coleman. Markham.
Yes.
Berkowitz.
Mr. Gould brings up excellent points. I'm a no. Thank you.
Pretzel. Pretzel, no. Weigel.
No.
Freeman.
Yes.
Cowan. Cowan, yes. Mhm. Twelve.
12 affirmative, the motion carries. Speaker.
Oh, no, that's fine. I kind of forgot that I was in the middle of this. 22-44, awarding the contract for paratransit integration and efficiency study consulting services, and I so move.
Motion by Cowan, seconded by Mueller. Any discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Mueller. Yes. Mueller, yes. Frizzalone. Yes. Frizzalone, yes. Newquist.
Yes.
Ogalla.
Yes.
Cook.
Yes.
Mitchell,
Yes.
Tyson,
Yes.
Trainier,
Yes.
Fritz,
Yes.
Gould,
Yes.
Van Dyne. Yes. Van Dyne, yes. Balich,
Yes.
Brooks. Brooks, yes. Winfrey. Winfrey, yes. Parker,
Yes.
Ventura,
Yes.
Coleman. Oh, she's not here. Markham,
Yes.
Berkowitz,
Yes.
Pretzel. Pretzel, yes. Weigel,
Yes.
Freeman,
Yes.
Cowan.
Yes.
22 affirmative.
22 affirmative, the motion carries.
Thank you. 22-45, authorizing the amendment to the sublease agreement for the office space at 203 North Ottawa Street, Joliet, Illinois, for the use of Workforce Investment Board of Will County, and I so move.
Motion by Cowan, seconded by Mueller.
I have a
Previous
question.
County Board Member Ventura.
Yeah, are we then closing the offices of up there off were they on Glenwood before? Is there a reason we're moving here? Is there a savings? I guess could someone just give us the information on why we're changing the lease location?
The executive I'm on, if you want me to address that, it's Caroline.
Sure, go ahead.
Thanks. So actually, right now, we are located at 203 North Ottawa. This is the Workforce Board. Workforce Services maintains an office at the Workforce Center. We've moved some staff around from the Workforce Board to services, so we don't need 3 offices here in the CED office.
Okay, so this is just a renewal of the one that you do need for the board?
It is an amendment because we are not leasing as much space, so we're not going to pay as much rent.
Okay, thank you very much.
Sure.
So we have a motion and a second. Is there previous? Previous roll call by Brooks.
Second Ventura.
Second Ventura. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. 22-46, authorizing the county executive to execute an IGA between the County of Will, the Will County Clerk, and Fountaindale Public Library District for space to locate a ballot drop box, and I so move.
Second Ventura.
Motion by Cowan, seconded by Winfrey. Is there a previous roll call?
Previous roll, Tyson.
Tyson, seconded by Mueller. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
22-47, replacement hires for LCC 911 telecommunicators, and I so move.
Second, Freeman.
Motion by
Previous-
Cowan, seconded by Freeman. Previous roll call by Van Dyne, seconded by Trenier. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
22-48, replacement hires for Sunny Hill Nursing Home, and I so move.
Second Ventura.
Motion by Cowan, second by Cowan. Previous roll call by Winfrey. Second by Mueller.
No
All in
gap.
favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
And our next executive committee meeting is scheduled for March 3rd, 2022 at 10 a.m. And I would like to make a motion to accept the February 2022 appointments by the county executive.
Motion by Cowan, seconded by Frizzalone. Previous roll call by Brooks. There's second, second by Van Dyne. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Are there any public comments relevant to matters under the jurisdiction of the county today? Okay. Are there any comments by the county board members? If you have one at home, please raise your hand. I'll look around here first.
Howard can't raise his hand.
All right, I'll come back to you then. County Board Member Brooks.
Madam Executive, I do understand the State's Attorney Office has issued an opinion for the old courthouse, and my question is, when will we get that in writing of what that opinion is? There we go. There we go.
The written opinion was sent over to the county board, I believe it was, let's see, Friday, Wednesday night.
Mm-hmm.
So you have it. County
So
board has it.
the check's in the mail,
Yes,
right?
it is.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Frizzalone.
Yeah, I have a question, Executive. I've asked about this before. You know, it's good for everybody on the board, especially since we haven't been together, to know what's going on in this building. With the change in administration, I know you've hired people, I assume some that we had advice and consent on, but I can't remember that anybody came forward. But, I mean, we don't know who works in the executive's office. I mean, I heard the other day that you've hired a lobbyist now. Is that true?
We have worked within our budget to have contractual service, yes.
But wouldn't that come before the board, or at least let us know what's going on over there? I mean, it's kind of like there's this iron wall, and we don't know
No,
what's
there's not
going.
an iron wall. There's not. Because every request that's come before me from this board, I have responded to it. So there's not. I'm sorry you've not been able to meet the staff because we have not been here in person.
Understand that, but we don't even have a list of who's been hired.
Would you like a list? I will provide a list of people who are working. We have a chief of staff, we have an attorney, we have a deputy chief of staff, much like you did in the last administration. We did hire a community development, community outreach person because we replaced an assistant that we did not need. So to help go with meetings. Maybe you met
Understand.
Marlon Means, but you haven't met him because people have not been here and haven't had the appropriate opportunities. When I used to come to this meetings, the first half hours were people communicated and walking around. I have not been able to have that experience.
Understand. That's why some kind of communication. I've met
Can
several
you please
people in
tell
your
me
staff.
how we don't communicate?
Because
I don't understand. I honestly don't understand why you keep saying that I am not sharing things with this board. I am completely confused by that.
So everybody has a list of all the new hires. I met people on calls that we have that I didn't know worked in the building.
And I don't, if, they could be new hires that you approve through this. I mean, I don't know, I don't take, most of these people here outside of this office, I don't know who gets hired because the human resource department does it. My handprint is not on every hire in this building. It isn't. I allow my executive directors to hire based on their needs and what they see fit. So I don't know. You could be talking to people that are new to the building too, and I probably haven't even met.
And I'm not saying every single person hired a janitor, but people in your office that we may have occasion to call or deal with?
Yeah, and I'm going to say again, you've met our deputy chief of staff, you've met our attorney. Lane Bottomley is the deputy chief of staff, who's been, who's relatively new. We have communication staff that is new too, and again, it's all within the budget. We've just switched people around, and that's it. And it's unfortunate. I know it. I wish we were all here. I do.
I understand that too, and that's why in the absence of being here for 2 years, it'd be nice just to get some communication that says, hey, these are all the new people and their functions, so that if we had a question about communications, maybe we can call that person, whoever it is.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Balich, did you have a?
Yeah, I just said, I'm glad to see we're moving forward on expansion for the landfill. And I just had a comment. I was told I had a bunch of questions about a lawsuit. So I was told to call the state's attorney, and I thought about it. And I don't want to call him and get an answer, and nobody knows about it. So I didn't call him. It's, to me, it's one of those things we probably need to address in executive session, maybe on Public Works or something. I don't know where, but we need to legislative committee. But we need an executive session to talk about those questions so that everybody knows the answers. I don't want to be the only one that has to repeat what I'm told by a person, the attorney, and I say it wrong, and then I get myself in trouble because I didn't repeat it right or I misunderstood what he said. I would prefer an executive session to talk about those questions, and there's a lot of them. Why and when did we start the lawsuit against a private company, and why do we do it, and how much money have we spent? Those are the questions I want to know. And I sent the questions in, but like I said, I don't want to meet them by myself. I want to do it with a bunch of other people so that I don't say something that isn't true. So that's where I'm leaving it right now.
Okay, thank you. County Board Member was, yeah, I don't know if there's a question there. County Board Member Ogala?
That was an old hand, sorry.
Thank you. County Board Member Mitchell?
Old hand, sorry.
All right, that's all right. At this time, Majority Leader Mueller?
Thank you. I don't really have any comments today. I just want to encourage everyone to use this last bit of February to go to a local Black History event in your community and hopefully learn something new. Have a great rest of the month, and I'll see you guys in just a few short days.
Whoops. Oh, sorry. Did I miss you there? Yeah, I did. All right, go ahead.
So we talked a lot.
You can be in lieu of the minority leader.
I appreciate
already
that.
did.
We talked a lot today about the rising cost of energy. And I saw this morning on the news that the national average for a gallon of gas increased another 3 cents overnight. I think it's up to $3.57 a gallon. Even higher here in Will County from the stations that I've passed. I think it's time to have a serious conversation about rescinding the motor fuel tax. And I just think that would offer some much needed relief to the residents of Will County. Thank you.
Thank you. Our speaker, or Mike, do you have something?
Mention again to Beth that we're thinking of her. I'm sure you're going to get the information, Mimi, about the services today and tomorrow, but we are thinking of her. She does an outstanding job, has had to do even more yeoman's work after losing one of our staff, and then this unfortunate tragedy hit her. So we are thinking of her. Other than that, I think I've said enough today. So have a good weekend. Thanks.
Speaker Collin.
Thank you very much. Yeah, to echo what Mike said, I'm not sure if Beth's still on, but our hearts go out to Beth and her family in this time. I hope some of you will join me in stopping by the visitation for Dakota today, Friday, February 25th, from 4 to 8 p.m. at TZAC Funeral Home. I believe that's on Route 30. And there's a chapel service tomorrow on Saturday at 11 a.m. The family has asked that in lieu of flowers, donations be made to the National Organization for Rare Disorders. Certainly, if you have any questions about this information, you can contact me or Nick, and we'll be happy to get that information to you if you need it in a written form. But Beth, we love you, and we're here for you. So I did want to, I got a couple questions about what happened at the end of the appointment vote, and I just wanted to clarify for everyone. I think the folks at home heard the vote, obviously, and then heard the county executive cast her vote, and then the next thing they knew, the vote failed. So I think some of the conversation that happened there wasn't heard by everyone at home. So I just wanted to explain that there were 11 yes votes, 11 abstentions, and 1 no. So the county executive actually did not have an opportunity to break a tie. There was no tie. So that's why the vote failed. There were only 11 yes votes, and there were 23 votes cast in total. So just wanted to make sure everyone's on the same page as that. I wanted to reiterate our lessons about Black history and note that we have historic firsts among our board members. Reverend Herb Brooks was the first African-American speaker of the Will County Board. Denise Winfrey was the first female African-American to serve as Speaker of the Board and the first African-American and female to serve as County Executive. So we appreciate their service and acknowledge that history is being made by African-Americans every day and within our community in both big and small ways. I also wanted to just remind everyone, finally, last bit of business. Next week, our committee meetings, you will have the virtual option And the week after that, for our next bout of committee meetings, we will be back in person. Now, I've said that twice before, and it's never worked out. So, knock on wood. But after 2 full years of doing this virtually, I will look forward to spending time with all of you in person. Thank you.
All right, thank you. We do have an executive session today, so I'm going to need a motion. Before I leave, I'm going to remind everyone, we're here every day. Come back and visit us. So, Madam Clerk, please call the roll to go in, or I need a motion first to go into executive for pending litigation. So, motion by Cowan, seconded by Mueller. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Mueller? Mueller, yes. Frizalone? Frizalone, yes. Newquist? Ogalla?
Yes.
Cook?
Yes.
Mitchell?
Yes.
Tyson?
Yes.
Rainier?
Yes.
Fritz?
Yes.
Gould?
Yes.
Van Dyne? Van Dyne, yes. Balich?
Yes.
Brooks? Brooks, yes. Winfrey? Winfrey, yes. Parker?
Yes.
Ventura?
Yes.
Markham?
Yep.
Berkowitz?
Yes.
Pretzel? Pretzel, yes. Weigel?
Yes.
Freeman?
Yes.
Cowan? Cowan, yes.
22 affirmative.
22 affirmative. We will go, please go to your link for executive session. We'll give you about 2 minutes. All right, we had a motion and a second to come out of executive session. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Mueller? Mueller, yes. Frizalone? Frizalone, yes. Newquist?
Yes.
Ogala? Cook?
Yes. Oops, sorry. Yeah, I'm a yes. This is Judy.
Cook, yes as
And
well.
Cook? Okay. Mitchell?
Yes.
Tyson?
Yes.
Trainier?
Yes.
Fritz?
Yes.
Gould? Gould? Van Dyne? Yes. Van Dyne, yes. Balich? Balich? Brooks? Yes. Brooks, yes. Winfrey? Yes. Winfrey, yes. Parker? Parker? Ventura?
Yes.
Markham?
Yep.
Berkowitz?
Yes.
Pretzel? Pretzel, yes. Weigel? Weigel? Freeman?
Yes.
Cowan? Cowan, yes.
We're now out of executive session. Can I get a motion to approve the recommendation of the State's Attorney's Office? Motion by Frizalone, seconded by Winfrey. Can I do previous roll call? Previous roll call by Mueller, seconded by Van Dyne. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you. Motion carries. Before we recess, Speaker Cowan had a question.
I guess this is a point of order question. Mary, this is for you. When we vote and we need a majority, is majority defined as those present at the meeting or those present and voting? And to my point is, if there is an abstention, do we need a majority of the votes cast to pass an issue? And does an abstention count? Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do understand what you're saying. It's my understanding the abstention counts as a vote. The people are present. It would count as because it's not affirmative, it would be basically a negative vote.
That is not my understanding. So I would ask for your office to review that and bring that back to us at our next available opportunity.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I'll certainly do that.
Okay, thank you. This time I need a motion to recess. Motion by Mueller, seconded by Van Dyne. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We are now recessed until March 17th, 2022.
No, that's why, that's why people get up and leave, so they don't count. So I don't think I'm wrong on that.
I think we declared it. Is it from the, did we declare it? The 60 days from the date it's declared?
Yeah, from the date it's declared. So we've got until like March 5th or
You
6th.
are not muted.
Yeah.
Yeah, in January.
Yep. So
January.